music pulsed through the night air, bass vibrating under your feet as you leaned against the boat's railing, staring at the waves. The party was in full swing. Laughter, clicking glasses, and the occasional prom partygoers filled the atmosphere. You weren't exactly in the mood to be here, but your best friend had insisted. You glanced over at the crowd, eyes skimming over familiar faces. Your type was here, the effortlessly cool guys, the ones with confident smirks and a crowd always around them. The ones who made an impression. But instead, it was him who kept showing up in your life, Jungkook. He wasn't one of them. He was nice, sure, but not cool. Not popular. And that mattered to you. Then, before you could react, before you could even scream, you felt the hard shove against your back. Take a nice swim. A girl. Cold. Freezing. The water like a stone, and the shock sent a gasp of icy water into your. Panic gripped you instantly. Your limbs wouldn't move. Your vision blurred, the lights from the boat turning into distorted shapes above you. You were. Through the chaos, you heard a male voice yell, "She can't swim?" Then a loud splash. Everything faded. A sharp gasp from your throat as you bolted upright, coughing. You, in air, chest heaving as reality came crashing back. "You're okay?" a voice murmured close to you. You blinked through the dizziness. Your was and freezing, but so was the next to you. When your vision cleared, you saw him, Jungkook. His hair was dripping, clothes to his breathing just as ragged. His hand cupped your jaw, tilting your face up to his. "Why? Are you there?" The warmth of his palm sent a shiver down your spine. You pushed him off, trying to steady yourself. "What happened?" Murmurs rippled through the crowd surrounding you. Eyes filled with curiosity and concern locked onto you. You felt. Jungkook sat back, running a hand through his hair. Someone pushed you off the boat. His voice was casual, but his jaw was clenched. Your eyes flickered to his soaked clothes. "Wait, did you?" "You're forgetting a detail. One of his friends." Grinning, "He just saved your life." Your breath hitched. You? You jumped in after me? Jungkook rolled his eyes. What did you expect me to do? Let you? You swallowed hard. You weren't sure if it was from nearly or the way he was looking at you now, intense, like he was still processing what had happened. Your gaze darted around, searching for the girl who had pushed you. You spotted her in the crowd, smirking with her arms crossed. Rage bubbled up inside you, but before you could say anything, Jungkook stood up. And suddenly, the air around him changed. The Jungkook you knew, quiet, kind, almost forgettable, was gone. His shoulders squared, his hands into fists. He took one step toward the girl, and she flinched. Hoodie, do you think you are? His voice was low, calm in a way that sent chills down your spine. The girl swallowed hard. I was just messing around. Messing around? His voice sharpened. You pushed her into the ocean, knowing she can't swim. What kind of joke is that? The crowd fell silent. The girl's confidence wavered, but she... It's not like she... Jungkook's jaw flexed. You had never seen him this angry before. If I hadn't jumped in, she would have. The girl looked around, but no one came to her defense. She turned on her heel and stormed off. Jungkook exhaled sharply before turning back to you. Come on, let's get you warmed up. Inside the boat's cabin, the air was warmer, but you still couldn't stop shivering. Jungkook rummaged through a closet and grabbed a towel, tossing it to you. You should change out of those, he said, gesturing to your soaking clothes. You hesitated. I don't have anything else. He sighed, his own wet shirt. Your breath caught at the sight of his toned chest, droplets of water running down his. He grabbed a hoodie from a shelf and tossed it to you. Wear this. You swallowed, taking the hoodie. It smelled like him, clean, fresh, familiar. Turning away, you and quickly pulled the hoodie over your head. It engulfed you, the sleeves way too long. You look, Jungkook mused, smirking. You, him a glare. I almost, and you're making fun of me? His smirk faded. He stepped closer, his eyes scanning your face. Yeah, you did. His voice softened. Do you have any idea how scared I was? You hesitated, the weight of his words in. He had jumped in to save you. You never thought much about Jungkook. He was just there. Not the kind of guy you usually noticed. Not cool. Not the type that turned heads. But tonight, he had. Your breath hitched. Jungkook, you weren't moving, he murmured. You weren't breathing. I thought I was too late. You stared at him, heart pounding. But you weren't. His, into a tight line. I don't want to be in that situation again. You swallowed. The air between you felt charged, heavy with unspoken words. You saved my life. Jungkook let out a dry laugh, shaking his head. Yeah, well, maybe now you owe me. Your brows furrowed. Oh, you? His gaze locked onto yours. Go on a date with me. Your heart stopped. What? I just saved you from his usual smirk returning. The least you can do is get dinner with me. You stared at him, your emotions all over the place. This wasn't supposed to happen. You didn't like him. He wasn't your type. He wasn't the cool, effortless guy you thought you wanted. But tonight, he had been the only one who had jumped in for you. A smile tugged at your. You're using my near experience as leverage? Absolutely. You shook your head, back a grin. Fine, one date. His smirk widened. Good, because I wasn't going to take no for an answer. He took a step closer, his fingers brushing the edge of your sleeve. You look good in my hoodie. You rolled your eyes, but your face felt warm. You're really pushing your luck, aren't you? He grinned. Always. Then, before you could argue, before you could come up with another excuse, his hand slid to the back of your neck, tilting your chin up. And then he. Soft. Warm. Unexpected. Your breath caught, but instead of pulling away, you melted into it. Moved, yours, with a certainty that made your head spin. And suddenly, it didn't matter that he wasn't the most popular guy at university. That he wasn't the one you had thought you wanted. Because right now, he was the only one you wanted. When he pulled away, his forehead rested against yours, his breath warm. Took you long enough to notice me. You laughed softly, still catching your breath. Guess I was looking in the wrong place. He smirked. Glad you finally figured it out. And just like that, everything changed.